I don't have a message. I'm just grateful to be back in Tokyo. See all of your fantastic faces. If I could see you, can I hear you?
Hello, I am so happy to be here. This is my first time in Japan, first time in Tokyo. It's so nice to be here with you, with Maz. Thank you for being here. I see a lot of flower crowns. Incredible. Thank you.
今年はですね、ハンニバルのシーズン2の10周年なんです。それでシーズン2はご存知の通り、全てのタイトルに日本食の懐石料理のタイトルで全てのエピソードが綴られているということで、本当にそのシーズン2の10周年にこの2人がですね、日本に揃っているというもう奇跡的な今回は状況でございます。シーズン2の時の撮影の思い出と、あとそれぞれお二人が好きな日本食があればちょっと挙げていただきたいという質問が来ています。
I think the most memorable scene from season 2 is unquestionably the conclusion, the final episode, the final scene in the kitchen with Abigail and Maz and a lot of blood. It was a long scene to shoot. We talk about it a lot. It was a difficult scene to shoot. It was very beautiful. There was actually, I watched it again not so long ago. There's not so many words, but there's an enormous amount in it. And we filmed all night, and then we ended the season and went home. It was a beautiful way to finish. Well, last night we ate Kobe beef. It was exceptional. So that has risen to the top of the list. But to be clear, I'll take anything.
Well, I'll have to repeat what Hugh just said. There was I think that we all were anticipating the final episode of season 2 for good reason, and I think that the end result was exactly what we were all hoping for. I had a little ending on top of the ending when I've cleaned up in the kitchen. I walk outdoor and I cleanse myself facing the rain, and I was looking so much forward to do that scene. Little did I know it was minus 30 when we did it, and the rain was insanely cold, and for some reason we had to do it 50 times. The end result still is good, but that is memorable.
50テイク
マイナス30度、ちょっと想像がつかないですね。過酷だったんですね。
And and like you, yes, of course, I love everything, and we had Kobe yesterday. I agree, it is absolutely amazing. I've never tasted anything in Japan that I didn't like. But I have to stick with sushi. There's something about it. I can never get enough. Even the next day I want it again, and the next day I want it again. So I'll say sushi.
質問を読ませていただきます。ハンニバルの現場でのお互いの第一印象をお聞かせください。
Well, we already knew each other. We worked together before. I think Maz arrived a little later than me. We were filming in Toronto, and it was in the middle of a night shoot, I remember. And Maz came to set, I think just to visit and to see Brian Fuller, who was there, and he was in costume. Do you remember this? So it was the first time I saw Maz, was also the first time that he was dressed as Hannibal, which was like a professor, wearing a very nice sweater, and I thought, oh, I see. I started to make sense to me. I was, at the time, already covered in blood. That began on day one. So seeing Maz started to make me understand what the rest of the show might feel like and look like.
Everything was a little blurry for me in the beginning, so I can't remember that specific day. But I do remember, as a foreigner, there was some attention to the way you carry yourself within the language. And I remember when I started working with Hugh, and I was like, wait a second, are you American now? And I was just so blown away with his ability to just switch into American and back to British. So that was one of my first memories of your character. And it turned out I didn't read the small print that his character was American. And I forgot that we were actors.
お二人の話聞いてるとね、撮影現場はいつも血まみれだったって聞いているんですけども、こういう質問来ておりまして、多分ハンニバルの撮影現場に行くといろんなグロテスクなもの、内臓とか死体とかが毎回転がってると思うんですけども、そういうスタジオに毎日行ってなんか私生活とかに影響はあったでしょうかという質問が来ているんですが、いかがでしょうか？
No, I loved it. It was. I think it's always true that the more gory and appalling, and the show was heightened. You know, it wasn't as if we were trying to live in a world in which these things were actually happening. You know, it was fantastical. So it was just it was just incredibly fun to see the victims and to see and also to see the work that was done, the models that were created. I'm thinking of the cello man with the bow down his throat and so on. There was an actor who I'd worked with before, and the first time I saw him on set was a model of his head ripped open. Oh, nice to see you again. No, that was just a happy perk.
What's that? Sutcliffe?
Yeah, that was Dr. Sutcliffe.
And that was a very good example of what was going on. His jaw could open up in an insane angle. And I don't think that's been taking that many selfies in the history of filmmaking. There was no limit to what we could do with those selfies. So that was our approach to the thing. It was unreal. We knew what it was. But it brought a big smile on our faces.
毎回ハンニバルでは恐ろしい殺人シーンをウィルが再現します。正直脚本を渡されるたびに今度はこんなひどいことをするのかと気がめいったりすることはありましたかという質問です。
Never. No, my main concern was I didn't realize when I got this job that a lot of my character was going to involve walking backwards. Every time I reenact a murder scene, you know, I kind of and then I have to walk back. Walking backwards, it turns out, is very difficult while looking serious and not looking down at your feet. So that was a consideration. But no, I loved the murder scenes. It's maybe a strange thing to say, but it was like we were just saying before, the heightened element of the show and the fantastical element of the show was most present in those scenes. So I looked forward to them.
これはマッツさんになんですが、マッツさんのデンマーク語講座毎回楽しみにしています。去年はデンマーク語で愛してるを教えてくれたので、今度は会えて嬉しいをデンマーク語で教えてほしいということですが。
He has no idea.
All right.
He's never said it.
We don't say that in Denmark.
デンマーク語ではそういう言い方しないんですよね。
デンマーク流のなんかそういうニュアンスの言い方で、はい。
Well then,
I'll give it a shot. Jeg er.
jeg er
Jeg er
Jeg er.
så glad
så glad
for at have mødt dig.
for. Could you say that again?
Jeg er så glad for at have mødt dig. Jeg er så glad
So glad
for at have mødt dig.
for at have written.
And that's why Danish is a small language.
How long do we have here?
Yeah. We can also just, in Danish, we can also just go like this. Means the same.
マッツさんみたいにヒュー・ダンシーさんも日本に何度も来ていただきたいのですがいかがでしょうかという質問です。
Yes, I would love to return. I arrived the day before yesterday and I'm leaving tonight, so it's much too brief. All I've seen is really the Kobe beef restaurant. I would love to return, and it's a definite plan if you'll have me. Thank you.
それで、皆さんマッツさんファンはご存知だと思うんですけど、マッツさんのこれからの映画スケジュールなんですけど、クリスマスにですねライオンキングムファサがあって、バレンタインデーに愛を耕す人があるということでですね、非常にいいタイミングでマツさんの映画たくさん公開されるんですけど、この2本についてお聞きしたいんですけど、マツさんちょっと新しく声をやれてるライオンキングムハサと、それから愛を耕すとザ・プロミスドランドについて一言ずつちょっと見どころをいただけないでしょうか。
They're two very different films. Obviously, The Lion King is a prequel. Mufasa is a prequel to the original Lion King. It tells a story about how Mufasa became Mufasa and how Scar became Scar. It's a very Shakespearean story in the best way possible. And I play a formidable lion. Some will call him the bad guy. I'm not one of those guys. And The Promised Land, is a short pitch of that would be, it's a story about a man's stubbornness, his inability to see what's important, what's right in front of him. His eagerness to win a battle is standing in the way of his own happiness. It's a historical movie, a period piece, but it feels very contemporary. I'm very proud of the film.
皆さん2作とも楽しみですよね。
特別な日にね公開するということで、
特別な日にね公開するので、はい、ぜひ予定を空けておいていただければと思います。
はい、
じゃあ斉藤さん。
はい、ヒューさんにです、これからの出演作、ドラマなどの予定についてご本人の口から教えていただけたらという質問です。
A work that's coming up. I'm working on a American TV show called Law and Order, which I've been filming for a couple of years, 3 years now. I'm halfway through the season that I'm filming. I finished work, got on a plane, came here, getting on a plane, go back, and I will go to the studio and keep working. So that's what I'm doing through until next spring.
楽しみです。
楽しみですね。
その大事な撮影の合間を縫ってきていただいてるんですよ今回。
ありがたいですね。初来日。
本当に素晴らしい。最後にお二人から皆さんにメッセージをいただきたいと思います。
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for welcoming us. I felt the welcome to Japan so strongly and sincerely. You're all very kind. I hope to come back. Thank you.
I agree. Once again, I've been here before. I knew that was the case, but it keeps surprising me how welcoming you are, how patient you are, and how embracing you are of the tempo that's happening in this event. We have half a day left to make up for the tempo and hope to
learn Danish.
And to learn Danish as well. And we'll hope to see all of you again next time. Thank you so much. Arigato.
Arigato.
ありがとうございました。